Yo, what up, what up, what up? Native Raider here, back at it again with another Titan build. This one is Strand with a PvE focus that literally lets you take on anything that Destiny 2 can throw at you. I'm talking raids, dungeons, Legend Lost sectors, and even Grandmaster Nightfalls. Whatever it is, this build will dominate, and it can easily deal with all three champion types. That's why we're calling this one Mr. Endgame. Make sure to watch the end of the video for 3 solid tips when running this build. So without further ado, let's get it.
Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
And diving right into this build, let's start with the subclass. First up, we got Blade Fury as our super because we have no other option as of yet. For abilities, we got Rally Barricade, we got Strafe Lift, we got Frenzied Blade, again, no other option on that one. And then for our grenade slot, we are running Shackle Grenades that we throw and suspend targets, very important with this build. For aspects, we got Into the Fray, destroying a tangle or casting your super grants Woven Mail for nearby allies. While you have Woven Mail, your melee regeneration rate is increased, and then Dranger's Lash, activating your class ability to create a ripple in reality that travels forward along the ground, suspending and damaging targets. And for our fragments, we got Thread of Mine, defeating suspended targets, grants class ability energy. Thread of Transmutation, while you have Woven Mail, final weapon blows, create tangles, plus 10 in strength. And then we have Thread of Continuity, suspend, unravel, and sever effects applied to the target have increased duration, plus 10 in strength. And then Thread of Binding, super final blows emit a suspending burst from targets, plus 10 in resilience. Let's talk weapons, shall we? Starting off with the kinetic slot, I'm running Rufus's Fury. This is a Strand auto rifle, 720 rounds per minute, and the roll that I have on this one is absolutely fantastic and highly recommended. We got Target Lock, we got Reconstruction, High Cal rounds, and Arrowhead Break with a range masterwork. I also put a minor spec weapon mod on it. This is a craftable weapon, so go knock out Root of Nightmares and get your red borders, because I just actually got my final one last night running the raid with some buddies, and I will be crafting this and leveling up and probably use the exact same weapon perks that I got on this random roll. Alright, moving on to our energy slot, we got the exotic grenade launcher called Dead Messenger. This has Trinary Vision. Projectiles release a fan of 3 energy waves on contact with the ground. It also has fundamentals, allowing us to swap up the damage type from Solar Arc or Void. Really nice when dealing with those energy shields. And if you do have the catalyst for this one, when you break a combatant shield, you will receive an overshield. And last but not least, we have our heavy slot, which I am running Retrofit Escapade. I don't know why, man, I just can't get off this gun. It is too good still. And I got Enhanced Target Lock, Enhance 4 times a Charm, Extended Mag, and a Chambered Compensator. I do have a boss spec mod on this one as well. Now moving on to the armor, let's start up with this headpiece here. We got Double Heavy Ammo Finder, increases the drop chance of heavy ammo on kill. We also got 1 Heavy Ammo Scout. When one of your ammo finder perks creates a brick of ammo for you, it will also create bricks of heavy ammo for your allies. We gotta hook up the teammates, right? And then moving on to the gauntlets, we got Fastball, increasing the grenade throw distance, and then Double Grenade Kickstart. When your grenade energy is fully expended, you gain grenade energy. It also consumes your armor charges. And then for the chest armor, we're running Charged Up, increasing the maximum number of stacks of armor charge you can carry by 1. And then we have Solar Resistance, but this is obviously dependent on what you are running, what the threat is, change it up as needed. And then we have Void Reserves, increasing the amount of ammo you can carry for your Void weapons, aka Retrofit Escapade, yes sir. And then for our legs, this is our exotic piece here, Abeyant Leap, Puppeteer's Control, improved Dranger's Lash, gain Woven Mail when suspending targets. Now this turns it from 1 to 3, and we will talk about that in the tip section at the end of this video, so make sure you stay tuned. We got Double Void Weapon Surges, increasing the damage while we have an armor charge, and then Void Holster, gradually reloading our retrofit over time. And then for the mark, we are running Double Bomber, reduces the grenade cooldown when using your class ability, and then Reaper, after using your class ability, your next weapon final blow will spawn an Orb of Power. Alright, let's talk some artifacts mod, shall we? So starting with this first column, the only thing you really need in this one is Overloaded Auto SMG. Allows us to deal with those overload champions with just our Rufuses if need be. And then in the second column, we're going Authorized Mods Void and Authorized Mods Grenades, reducing the cost for those armor mods. And then for the third column, we got Shattered Orbs. First time you break a combatant shield, you create an Orb of Power if you break the shield with a matching damage type. And we do have our Dead Messenger that we can just change the damage type to whatever we want it to be. And then we got Defiant Armory, greatly improves the benefit provided by Noble Deeds, Nanotech Tracer Rockets, Tech's Balance Stock, but most importantly, Ambush Origin traits. We also got Untangler in this column, destroying a tangle with a strand weapon, suspends targets damaged by the explosion. Very nice, we're making lots of those tangles. And then Volatile Flow, picking up an Orb of Power, grants void weapons volatile rounds. Yes, retrofit is strong. And then in the fourth column, we are going with Bricks from Beyond. Defeating a powerful combatant with a void weapon has a chance to generate heavy ammo for you and your teammates. We also got Origin Hones, which also improves that ambush trait and are always overcharged when the modifier is active. And then for our final mod in the artifact, we're going with Allied Unraveling, rapid final blows with a strand weapon, aka our Rufus's Fury. Grant your weapon unraveling rounds with a longer duration near allies. Like I said at the beginning of the video, we can deal with all three champs, Barrier, Unstoppable, and Overload without changing anything. Starting off with Barrier, we got two different ways to deal with those annoying Barrier champs, and that's unraveling weapon rounds with our Rufus's Fury, and then also volatile rounds with our Retrofit Escapade. Also, I mean, most of the time, you're just probably gonna throw a Shackle Grenade and suspend him anyway, which takes us into Unstops, which can be dealt with Suspend effects. Very nice. We're going to have that up all the time with Dranger's Lash and our Abandoned Leap and our Shackle Grenades. And then finally, Overload champions. Yeah, we can take out those because we have Rufus's Fury as well as the Overload Auto SMG mod from our artifact. And stat prioritization, we're not going to go too deeply into this. Pretty simple. Resilience, you want as high as you can possibly get, and then discipline as high as you can get. You want those constant shackle grenades to deal with ads and get you out of tough situations, and then of course recovery is the third main focus there. Alright, now for those 3 massive tips when using this build that I promised you at the very beginning of this video. Tip number 1, if you didn't know, when enemies are suspended, wave frame grenade launchers still damage them. So when you're throwing down your barricade or tossing a shackle grenade, immediately follow that up with a dead messenger shot and boom, the path is cleared. Tip number 2, you'll be making quite a bit of tangles in this build, which the initial reaction is to throw it at the enemies, which is awesome, don't get me wrong, but also throwing it at your team or at your feet when you're grouped up with them grants them a woven mail. And finally, tip number 3, Dead Messenger has fundamentals, so please take advantage of it. Holding down that reload button changes the damage type and allows you to deal with any energy shield the enemy has, which makes life a lot easier, especially when soloing harder content. Plus, it will grant you an overshield when you break the matching shield type. That is, if you have the catalyst, of course. And if you did enjoy that video, please hammer strike that like, shoot that sub, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.